Hello students, this video is about class 10th Social Science Practice Papers brief explanation.
Practice paper 2. This paper is consisting maximum marks of 80 and time is 3 hours. Section A. First question is the exact balance of power between the central and the state government varies from one federation to another. This balance depends mainly on the given options are A. Population size of a country, B. Number of political parties in a country, C. Historical context in which the federation was formed, D. Constitution of a country. Here the correct answer is option C, that is historical context in which the federation was formed. The exact balance of power between the state and the central government varies from one federation to another. This balance depends mainly on the historical context in which the federation was formed. Second question, the areas like Chandigarh or Lakshadweep or the capital city of Delhi are called union territories because given options are A. These are important centers of power, B. These areas are directly controlled by the Prime Minister, C. These are the areas which are too small to become an independent state and too distinct that they could not be merged with any of the existing states. D. These are the areas inhabited by indigenous population. Here the correct answer is option C, that is these are the areas which are too small to become an independent state and too distinct that they could not be merged with any of the existing states. Now our question, examples of states created to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity or geography are. Given options are A. Haryana, Gujarat and Maharashtra, B. Nagaland, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand, C. Punjab, Uttarakhand and Uttar Pradesh, D. Uttarakhand, Jharkhand and Haryana. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Nagaland, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand. Examples of states created to recognize differences based on culture, ethnicity or geography are Nagaland, Uttarakhand and Jharkhand. Third question, consider the following challenges that political parties face. A. In some cases, parties support criminals who can win elections. B. In the present political scenario, there is no ideological difference among the political parties. C. There is a very little chance for an ordinary worker to rise to the top position in a party. D. People cannot elect different leaders because they keep shifting from one party to another. Which of the challenges given above come under the challenge of absence of meaningful choice? Here the given options are A, B, C and D, B, A and B, C is B and C, D is B and D. Which of the challenges given above come under the challenge of absence of meaningful choice? Here the correct answer is option D, that is B and D. In the present political scenario, there is no ideological difference among the political parties and people cannot elect different leaders because they keep shifting from one party to another. Now our question, which of the following statements define partisanship? The given options are: it is marked by a tendency to take a side and inability to take a balanced view on an issue. B. People are strongly committed to a party, group or faction. C. It is marked by a tendency to judge different aspects and then judge accordingly. D. People follow only what is right irrespective of any discrimination. A and C, A and D, A and B, only A. Here the correct answer is only A, which is given in the option D, only A. Which of the following statements define partisanship? It is marked by a tendency to take a side and inability to take a balanced view on an issue. Fourth question. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and dash. Democracy is based on the idea of deliberation and negotiation. Fifth question. The table below shows comparative data on Haryana, Kerala and Bihar. Identify the area or areas where Haryana lags behind Kerala. Here table is given. States are Haryana, Kerala, Bihar. Per capita income of each state is given like this, and infant mortality rate, that is rate per 1000 live birth. Haryana is 30, Kerala is 10, Bihar is 35. And even literacy rate, Haryana is 82, Kerala 94, Bihar 62. Net attendance ratio, it is 61, 83, 43. Here choose the correct option. Given options are A. Per capita income, literacy rate and net attendance ratio. B. Infant mortality rate, literacy rate and net attendance ratio. C. Literacy and net attendance ratio. D. Only per capita income. So what you have to identify? Identify the area or areas where Haryana lags behind Kerala. So only have to compare Haryana and Kerala. Haryana's rate per 1000 live birth is, infant mortality is greater, even literacy rate is lesser. Again, net attendance ratio compared to Kerala is also lesser. So Haryana lags behind Kerala in infant mortality rate, literacy rate and net attendance ratio. So option B is the right answer. Sixth question. The stock of money consists of, given options are currency held by an individual, currency held by a bank, C. Currency held by the government, D. Currency held by the public and the demand deposits that they hold with the banks. Here the correct answer is option D. Currency held by the public and the demand deposits that they hold with the banks. The stock of money consists of currency held by the public and the demand deposits that they hold with the banks. Seventh question. Most employers these days in a globalization era prefer to employ workers' flexibility. This means that, given options are, workers are free to work according to their own will and wish. B. Workers' jobs are no longer secure. C. Workers are free to work for an employer. D. Workers are free to take leave from work whenever they want. Here the correct answer is option B, that is workers' jobs are no longer secure. Now our question. Recent studies point out that small producer in India need support to compete better in the market related to. The given options are A. Better marketing and information network with modern technology. B. Increased foreign investment. C. Setting up of number of MNCs. D. More liberalized policy of imports. Here the correct answer is better marketing and information network with modern technology. Recent studies point out that small producer in India needs support to compete better in the market related to better marketing and information network with the modern technology. Eighth question, public distribution system ensures. Given options are A. Availability of luxurious commodities to the consumers at a fair price. B. Availability of medicines to the consumers through a network of medical store. C. Availability of essential commodities to the consumers through a network of outlets or fair price. Show. D. Availability of clean drinking water to the people at fair price. Here the correct answer is option C. That is availability of essential commodities to the consumers through a network of outlets or a fair price shops. Public distribution system ensures availability of essential commodities to the consumers through a network of outlets or a fair price shops. Ninth question. In the questions given below, there are two statements marked as assertion and reason. Read the statements and choose the correct option. Here assertion is given that the Scottish Highlanders were forbidden to speak their Gaelic language or wear their national dress, and large numbers were forcibly driven out of their homeland. Reason: the English helped the Protestants of Ireland to establish their dominance over a large Catholic country. Options: A is correct but R is not the correct explanation of A. B. A is wrong but R is correct. C. Both A and R are true but R is the correct explanation of A. D. Both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Here option D is the right answer, that both A and R are true but R is not the correct explanation of A. Tenth question. Civil disobedience movement had many limitations as. Options are A. People were not inclined towards the British rule. B. Dalits, Muslims, industrial workers, poor peasantry and businessmen did not participate fully. C. There was a leadership issue in the movement. D. Certain sections of the society were not allowed to take part in the movement. Here the given correct answer is option B. Dalits, Muslims, industrial workers, poor peasantry and businessmen did not participate fully. Civil disobedience movement had many limitations as Dalits, Muslims, industrial workers, poor peasantry and businessmen did not participate fully. Question number 11. Rastafarianism refers to. Options are A new form of slavery in the Caribbean islands. B. Indentured workers returning to their original homes. C. Protest religion that reflected social and cultural links of Indian migrants to the Caribbean. D. Sense of loss and alienation. Here the correct answer is option C, that is protest religion that are reflected social and cultural links of Indian migrants to the Caribbean. Rastafarianism refers to protest religion that reflected social and cultural links of Indian migrants to the Caribbean. Or question. The trade guilds were the. Options are association of peasants who traded their crops with the merchants in the towns. B. Associations of laborers who worked for the traders. C. Association of the traders who decided what to produce. D. Associations of traders and merchants that trained craftspeople maintained control over production and regulated prices. Here the correct answer is option D. The trade guilds were the associations of traders and merchants that trained craftspeople, maintained control over production and regulated prices. 12th question. Arrange the following in the correct sequence. First, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India. Second, Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. Third, Mahatma Gandhi went to Ahmedabad to recognize a satyagraha movement among cotton mill workers. Fourth, he travelled to Champaran in Bihar to inspire the peasants to struggle against the oppressive plantation system. So here the correct sequence is first one, Mahatma Gandhi returned to India. Second, he travelled to Champaran in Bihar to inspire the peasants to struggle against the oppressive plantation system. Next, Mahatma Gandhi went to Ahmedabad to organize a satyagraha movement among cotton mill workers. Lastly, Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act. So, 1, 4, 3, 2 is the right answer. That is present in the option A. Question number 13. Kerala is the largest producer of rubber in India because options are A. Soil in Kerala is well drained and fertile. B. Kerala has frost-free climate for the most part of the year. C. Farmers in Kerala use higher doses of modern inputs like high-yielding variety seeds, chemical fertilizers, insecticides and pesticides. D. Kerala lies in the moist and humid tropical region with rainfall more than 200 cm and temperature above 25 degrees Celsius, which is best suited for rubber cultivation. Here the correct answer is option D. Kerala is the largest producer of rubber in India because Kerala lies in the most moist and humid tropical region with rainfall more than 200 cm and temperature about 25 degrees Celsius, which is best suited for rubber cultivation. Fourteenth question. The main reason for land degradation in states like Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh is deforestation due to option A. Overgrazing, B. Mining, C. Industrial development, D. Increased agriculture practices. Main reason for land degradation in states like Jharkhand and Chhattisgarh is deforestation due to mining. So here the correct answer is mining. 15th question. Geologists define mineral as a option A. Homogeneous artificial substance with a definable internal structure. B. Heterogeneous artificial substance with a definable internal structure. C. Homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. D. Homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a internal chemical structure. Here the correct answer is option C. Geologists define mineral as homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. Sixteenth question. Mention and drawback of roads in India. Answer is most of the bridges and culverts are old and narrow. So it is one of the drawback of roads in India. Now our question. In the recent times, which railway has been developed along the west coast? Answer, Konkan Railway. Konkan Railway in the recent times has been developed along the west coast. 17th question. Who elects the community government in Belgium? Option A. People belonging to one language community only. B. By the leader of Belgium. C. The citizens of the whole country. D. The community leaders of Belgium. Here the correct answer is option A. Who elects the community government in Belgium? It is people belonging to one language community only. People belonging to one language community only. Section B. Question number 18. Read the source given below. On the bitterly cold morning of 18 January 1871, an assembly comprising the princes of German states, representatives of the army, important Prussian ministers including the chief minister Otto von Bismarck, gathered in the unheated hall of mirrors in the palace of Versailles to proclaim the new German Empire headed by Kaiser William I of Prussia. Answer the following MCQs by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 18.1. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. How? Option A. Women had formed their own political association, founded newspapers, and taken part in political meetings and demonstrations. B. Opposition of the aristocracy and military became stronger. The social basis of parliament eroded. C. Nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political domination over Europe. D. Liberal middle classes combined their demands for constitutionalism with national unification. Here the correct answer is option C. After 1848, nationalism in Europe moved away from its association with democracy and revolution. How? It is nationalist sentiments were often mobilized by conservatives for promoting state power and achieving political domination over Europe. Question number 18.2. How did Prussia take on the leadership of the movement for German unification? Option A. Middle class professionals and businessmen of Germany wanted Prussian leadership for the unification movement. B. Prussia was interested in expanding its empire. C. The Habsburg rulers granted more autonomy to Prussia. D. The liberal initiative to nation building was repressed by the combined forces of the monarchy and the military, supported by the large landowners called Junkers of Prussia. Here the correct answer is option D. How did the Prussia take on the leadership of the movement for German unification? The liberal initiative to nation building was repressed by the combined forces of the monarchy and the military, supported by the large landowners called Junkers of Prussia. Question number 18.3. Earlier, Friedrich William IV, King of Prussia, rejected the German crown. Why? Option A. Friedrich William IV opposed the system of monarchy. B. Friedrich William IV wanted Germany to be ruled under Prussian crown. C. Friedrich William IV opposed the idea of elected assembly and favored independent monarchy. D. Aristocracy and military leaders opposed this move of Friedrich William IV. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Friedrich William IV opposed the idea of elected assembly and favored independent monarchy. Question is, earlier Friedrich William IV, King of Prussia, rejected the German crown. Why? Friedrich Wilhelm IV opposed the idea of elected assembly and favored independent monarchy. Question 18.4. The nation building process in Germany demonstrated the dominance of Prussian state power. How? Option A. Germany accepted the Prussian sovereignty. B. Prussian measures and practices often become a model for the rest of Germany. C. Prussian currency was circulated in Germany. D. Germany was put under the Prussian military rule. Here the correct answer is option B. That is, Prussian measures and practices often become a model for the rest of Germany. Question number 19. Read the source given below. Industrial locations are complex in nature. These are influenced by availability of raw material, labor, capital, power and market, etc. It is rarely possible to find all these factors available at one place. Consequently, manufacturing activity tends to locate at the most appropriate place where all the factors of industrial location are either available or can be arranged at lower cost. After an industrial activity starts, urbanization follows. Sometimes industries are located in or near the cities. Answer the following MCQs by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 19.1. Industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. How? Option A. Urbanization is the reason for industrialization. B. Industrialization allows lowering the cost of resources. C. After an industrial activity starts, urbanization follows. D. After industrialization, land resource increases. Here the correct answer is option C. That is, after an industrial activity starts, urbanization follows. Industrialization and urbanization go hand in hand. How? After industrial activity starts, urbanization follows. Question number 19.2. Which of the following option is related to agglomeration economies? Option A. Industries set up in the rural areas that provide employment to them. B. Many industries tend to come together to make use of the advantages offered by the urban centers. C. Industries that make the advantages of being close to the natural resource rich areas. D. Industries that provide ample market opportunities to other sectors. Here the correct answer is option B. Many industries tend to come together to make use of the advantages offered by the urban centers. Which of the following option is related to agglomeration economies? That is, many industries tend to come together to make use of the advantages offered by the urban centers. Question number 19.3. In the pre-independence period, certain pockets of industrially developed urban centers emerged near the ports. Why? Option A. Resources available here were cheap. B. These were the areas with lot of skilled labor. C. These areas were less developed. D. Most manufacturing units were located near the ports from the point of view of overseas trade. Here the correct answer is option D. In the pre-independence period, certain pockets of industrially developed urban centers emerged near the ports. Why? Because most manufacturing units were located near the ports from the point of view of overseas trade. Question number 19.4. The key to decision of the factory location is the least cost. The other factors that influence the location of industry are dash and dash. Answer. Option A. International market and environment. B. Agriculture and unskilled labor. C. Government policies and specialized labor. D. Agriculture and environment. Here the correct answer is option C. The key to decision of the factory location is the least cost. The other factors that influence the location of industry are government policies and specialized labor. Question number 20. Read the source given below. Belgium is a small country in Europe, smaller in area than the states of Haryana. It has borders with France, the Netherlands, Germany and Luxembourg. It has a population of a little over 1 crore, about half of the population of Haryana. The ethnic composition of this small country is very complex. Of the country's total population, 59% lives in the Flemish region and speaks Dutch language. Another 40% people live in Wallonia region and speak French. Remaining 1% of the Belgians speak German. In the capital city, Brussels, 80% people speak French while 20% are Dutch speaking. Answer the following MCQ by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 20.1. Ethnic refers to a social division based on option A, birth, B, shared culture, C, religion, D, occupation. Here the correct answer is option B. Ethnic refers to a social division based on shared culture. Question number 20.2. Ethnic composition of Belgium is unique because option A, Dutch speaking minority in Brussels was powerful and rich. B, 1% German speakers are powerful and rich. C, Dutch speakers were in minority in the capital but majority in the rest of the country. D, minority German speakers in the whole of Belgium were in majority in Brussels. Here the correct answer is option C. Ethnic composition of Belgium is unique because Dutch speakers were in minority in the capital but majority in rest of the country. Question number 20.3. The majority Dutch speakers in Belgium resented the minority French speakers. Why? Option A. The minority French speakers did not like Dutch speakers. B. The Dutch speakers wanted French speakers to leave the country. C. The French speakers had a distinct culture than the Dutch speakers. D. The minority French speakers were rich and powerful. The majority Dutch speakers in Belgium resented the minority French speakers. Why? Because the majority French speakers were rich and powerful. Question number 20.4. How was the conflict between the Dutch speakers and French speakers resolved? Option A. Both Dutch and French speakers agreed on the partition of Belgium. B. Existence of regional differences and cultural diversities were recognized by both. C. Both Dutch and French speakers agreed to have separate government at the center. D. Both Dutch and French speakers agreed to have equal members in the community government. Here the correct answer is option B. That is, existence of regional differences and cultural diversities were recognized by both. So how was the conflict between Dutch speakers and French speakers resolved? By existence of regional differences and cultural diversities were recognized by both. Now question number 21. Read the source given below. Every party in the country has to register with the Election Commission. While the Commission treats all parties equally, it offers some special facilities to large and established parties. These parties are given a unique symbol. Only the official candidates of that party can use that election symbol. Parties that get this privilege and some other special facilities are recognized by the Election Commission for this purpose. Now answer the following MCQs by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 21.1. How many parties are registered with the Election Commission of India? Option A, more than 750 parties. B, less than 500 parties. C, only 7 parties. D, about 200 parties. So answer is option A, that is more than 750 parties are registered with the Election Commission of India. Question number 21.2. Which parties are called recognized political parties? Option A, parties which have designed symbol on their own. B, parties which are given a unique symbol and some other special facilities. C, parties which have more candidates to contest in the election. D, parties which have strong base all over the country. Here the correct answer is option B, that is parties which are given a unique symbol and some other special facilities. Which parties are called recognized political parties? Parties which are given a unique symbol and some other special facilities. Question number 21.3. Which criteria is laid down by the Election Commission for the party to be recognized as a national party? Option A, a party that secures at least 4% of the total votes in Lok Sabha elections or assembly elections in 6 states. B, a party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in Lok Sabha elections or assembly elections in 6 states and wins at least 6 seats in the Lok Sabha. C, a party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in the Lok Sabha elections or assembly elections in 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. D, a party that secures at least 4% of the total votes in the Lok Sabha election and wins at least 6 seats in the Lok Sabha. Here the correct answer is option C. So which criteria is laid down by the Election Commission for the party to be recognized as a national party? A party that secures at least 6% of the total votes in the Lok Sabha election or assembly election in 4 states and wins at least 4 seats in the Lok Sabha. Question number 21.4. Which one of the following statements is incorrect? Option A, every party in a country has to register with the Election Commission. This is correct. B, the Commission treats all parties equally. Correct. C, the Commission offers some special facilities to large and established parties. Correct. D, the Commission has laid down no criteria for the party to be recognized as a state party. This is wrong. So, option D is correct answer here. So, which of the following statement is incorrect? That is, the Commission has laid down no criteria for the party to be recognized as a state party. Now, question number 22. Read the source given below. Money or material things that one can buy with it is one factor on which our life depends. But the quality of our life also depends on non-material things mentioned above. If it is not obvious to you, then just think of the role of your friends in your life. You may desire their friendship. Similarly, there are many things that are not easily measured, but they mean a lot to our lives. These are often ignored. Answer the following MCQs by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 22.1. Which of the following non-material things is needed in our life? A. Option A, equal treatment. B, freedom and security. C, respect of others. D, all of the above. Answer is option D, all of the above. So which of the following non-material things is needed in our life? Equal treatment is needed, freedom and security is needed, respect of others is needed. Next question, 22.2. The quality of our life depends on dash. Option A, material things. B, non-material things. C, both material and non-material things. D, either material or non-material things. Here the correct answer is option C, both material and non-material things. The quality of our life depends on both material and non-material things. Question number 22.3. Consider the following situations regarding the things which cannot be measured by very important in life. Which option best signify this fact? Option first one is job that offer high pay but no security. Second, job that give less pay but offer regular employment. Third, job that offer high pay but leave no time for your family. Fourth, job that gives less pay but good working atmosphere. Choose the correct option. Here second and fourth means it is present in the option B is right. Second one is job that give less pay but offer regular employment, and job that gives less pay but good working atmosphere are the correct or best options. Question number 22.4. Besides seeking more income, what is the other factor which a woman cannot ignore before taking up a job or run business? Option A, safe and secure environment. B, discrimination. C, gender division. D, location of workplace. Here the correct answer is option A, safe and secure environment. Besides seeking more income, what is the other factor which a woman cannot ignore before taking up a business or before taking up a job or a run business? That is safe and secure environment. Now question number 23. Read the source given below. After primary and secondary, there is a third category of activities that falls under tertiary sector and is different from the above two. These are activities that help in the development of the primary and secondary sectors. These activities by themselves do not produce a good, but they are an aid or a support for the production process. Answer the following MCQs by choosing the most appropriate option. Question number 23.1. What is another name of tertiary sector? Option A, agriculture and related sector. B, industrial sector. C, service sector. D, manufacturing sector. The correct answer is option C, that is service sector. What is the another name of tertiary sector? That is service sector. Question number 23.2. Which of the following are examples of tertiary activities? Option A, transport, storage, communication, banking. B, trade, dairy, fishing, forestry. C, manufacture car, furniture, shoe factory, weave cloth. D, banking, trade, forestry, make gar. Which of the following are examples of tertiary activities? That is option A, transport, storage, communication and banking. Question number 23.3. Which one of the following new services of tertiary sector have become important in recent times? Options are A, trade, B, storage, C, ATM booths, call centers, D, mining. Here the correct answer is option C, ATM booths and call centers. Which one of the following new services of a tertiary sector have become important in recent times, that is ATM booths and call centers. Question number 23.4. Which sector has become the most important in terms of total production in the past 100 years in developed countries? Options are A. Primary sector, B. Secondary sector, C. Tertiary sector, D. All of the above. Here the correct answer is option C. Tertiary sector. Which sector has become most important in terms of total production in the past 100 years in developed countries? That is tertiary sector. Now section C, question number 24. Why do developed countries want developing countries to liberalize their trade and investment? What do you think should the developing countries demand in return? Answer: developed countries with the help of latest technology have surplus production, and for this they require market to sell their products. Developing countries provide favorable conditions for the developed countries either in the form of market or centers of production. Therefore, developed countries want developing countries to liberalize their trade and investment so that the MNCs can set up factories in less expensive developing nations and thereby increase their profits at lower manufacturing costs. The developing nations should demand for fair trade practices to be followed by the developed nations, under which they should stop giving subsidies to their agricultural sector. Unfair trade barriers should be removed. Question number 25. Secularism is not an ideology of some political parties or persons, but it is one of the foundations of our country. Examine the statement. Secularism is not an ideology of some political parties or persons, but it is one of the foundations of our country. Examine the statement. Answer: secularism is not an ideology of some political parties or persons, but it is one of the foundations of our country. The following points justify the statement. The points are: India has no official religion, unlike the status of Buddhism in Sri Lanka, Islam in Pakistan, or Hinduism in Nepal. Our constitution does not give a special status to any religion. Next point. Under the right to freedom of religion, our constitution provides freedom to all the citizens to profess, practice and propagate any religion or not to follow any. Cultural and educational right prohibits discrimination on the grounds of religion. Next point. The constitution prohibits discrimination on grounds of religion. Next point. The constitution allows the state to intervene in the matters of religion in order to ensure equality within religious communities. Untouchability has also been banned. Now question number 26. The land under cultivation has got reduced day by day. Can you imagine its consequences? Answer: the following will be the consequences if the land under cultivation gets reduced day by day. A. Farmers will use more chemical fertilizers and try to grow 2 or 3 crops in a year to get maximum yield. This will degrade the quality of land. Next point. Farmers will grow more food crops and non-food crops will take a back seat. It will adversely affect the agro-based industries. Next point. Many farmers may migrate to the cities to seek jobs in order to supplement their incomes. Next point, food security of the country will be affected. Now section D, question number 27. What outcome can one reasonably expect of democracies? Answer, one should reasonably expect the following outcomes of democracy. That is, accountable, responsive and legitimate government. Democracy provides people with the right to choose their rulers and have control over them. In this way, it helps people to elect a government that is accountable to the citizens and responsive to their needs and expectations. Next, economic growth and development. As democracy is based on the principle of equality, it is bound to bring about economic growth and development in the country. Reduction in inequality and poverty. In democracy, everyone is considered equal in the eyes of law and provided equal opportunities. Accommodation of social diversity. Democracy is the only form of government that attempts to accommodate social differences instead of ignoring or suppressing them. Dignity and freedom of the citizens. Democracy stands superior to any other form of government in promoting dignity and freedom of every individual. Now question number 28. Why is cheap and affordable credit important for a country's development? Explain with reasons. Answer. Cheap and affordable credit is crucial for country's development because more lending would lead to higher incomes and encourage people to invest in agriculture, engage in business and set up small industries. Next point, cheap credit will enable more investment. This leads to acceleration of economic activity. Next point, cheap credit would also allow weaker section of society to access formal sector of lending and get rid of from informal money lenders. Next point, affordable credit would also end the cycle of debt trap. Another point, cheap and easy terms of credit would inspire better investment in technology and thus increase competition. Now our question, the credit activities of the informal sector should be discouraged. Support the statement with arguments. The credit activities of the informal sector should be discouraged. Support the statement with arguments. Answer, it is correct to state that the credit activities of the formal sector should be discouraged. This can be further substantiated with the following points. Points are, there is no organization as such which supervises the credit activities of the lenders in the informal sector. As a result, they charge exorbitant rates of interest which vary from borrower to borrower. Next point, they thereby indulge in exploitative practices involving unfair means to get their money back from the borrowers. Next point, as the cost of borrowing is very high in the informal sector, a larger part of the income of the borrower is used to repay the loan. That is, the borrower has less income left for himself. Next point, in certain cases, the amount to be repaid is greater than the income of the borrower. This in turn leads to increasing burden of debt which culminates in a debt trap. Last point, in this sector, those people who wish to start an enterprise may not actually do so because of the high cost of borrowing which acts as a deterrent. Now question number 29. Printing press played a major role in shaping the Indian society of the 19th century. Explain by giving examples. Printing press played a major role in shaping the Indian society of the 19th century. Explain by giving examples. Answer. Printing press played a major role in shaping the Indian economy of the 19th century in the following ways. 19th century in India was a period of intense social and religious activity and debates on religious issues which were carried in public and print. Newspapers became the vehicle to spread new ideas. A wider section of public could now participate in the public discussions and express the views. It was also a period of controversies between the religious reformers and Hindu orthodoxy over questions of sati, idolatry and monotheism. To support their ideas, Raja Ram Mohan Roy started the Sambandh Kaumudi in 1821. Hindu orthodoxy published Samachara Chandrika to counter him. In North India, ulema feared that colonial rulers would encourage conversions. They used cheap lithographic press and published Urdu and Persian translation of holy scriptures to counter their opinion. The Deoband Seminary, founded in 1867, issued fatwas to tell the Muslims how to conduct themselves. Now our question. Printing technology gave women a chance to share their feelings with the world outside. Support the statement with any few suitable examples. Printing technology gave women a chance to share their feelings with the outside world. It can be seen in several works of women authors. We know the story of a girl in a conservative family of North India who secretly learned to read and write in Urdu. Her family wanted her to read Arabic Quran, which she did not understand. She insisted on reading a language that was her own. Rash Sundari Devi, a young married girl in very orthodox family, learned to read in the secrecy of her kitchen. Later, she wrote her autobiography, Amar Jiban. In 1860s, few Bengali women like Kailash Bashini Devi wrote books which highlighted the experiences of women, how they were kept at home, forced to do hard domestic labor and treated unjustly by the family. In 1880s, in the present day Maharashtra, Tarabai Sinde and Pandita Rambai wrote about the miserable conditions of the upper caste Hindu women, especially widows. In 1926, Begum Rokeya Sakawat Hussain, a well-known educationist, strongly condemned men for withholding education from women in the name of religion. Now, question number 30. Why did Gandhiji decide to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed Rowlatt Act 1919? How was it opposed? Explain. Answer. The Rowlatt Act had been hurriedly passed through the Imperial Legislative Council despite the united opposition of the Indian members. The Act gave the colonial government enormous power to repress political activities. It allowed detention of political prisoners without trial for 2 years. It was opposed in the following ways. Rallies were organized in various cities. Workers went on strike in railway, workshops and shops were closed down. Gandhiji decided to launch a nationwide satyagraha against the proposed act. He wanted a non-violent civil disobedience against such unjust laws. Question number 31. What does the history of developed countries indicate about the shifts that have taken place between the sectors? Answer. The history of developed countries indicate about the shifts that have been taken place between the sectors as given below. In the initial stages, the primary sector was the most important sector. Most of the people were employed in this means agricultural sector. With the changes in the method of farming, the production increased tremendously. Now people could do other activities such as trading. They therefore became craftspersons and traders. Increase in production of grains and other things led to the growing need for transportation and other facilities. But in spite of this, at this stage, most of the goods produced were natural products from the primary sector, and most people were also employed in this sector. With the passage of time, machines were invented, factories were established to manufacture various goods. Gradually, the industries were established and industrial sector employed more and more people. As a result of these changes, a secondary sector became more important in total production and employment. Thus, the importance of the sectors has changed. In the past 100 years, there has been a further shift from secondary to tertiary in developed countries. Tertiary sector is also called service sector because it provides basic services such as teachers, doctors, lawyers, internet cafe, and ATM booths. Tertiary sector became most important in terms of production. At present, tertiary sector employs the maximum number of people. So there has been a shift from primary sector to secondary sector and then to tertiary sector or a service sector in the developed countries. Now our question, compare and contrast the changes in India with the pattern that was observed for developed countries. What kind of changes between the sectors were desired but did not happen in India? Answer. In case of developed countries, the evolution of the economy happened on the most logical pattern. Growth in the primary sector was followed by a growth in the secondary sector. After that, growth of the tertiary sector was followed. The employment generation also kept pace with related changes in different sectors. The case of India is somewhat different. The growth of the primary sector was not followed by the growth of the secondary sector. Rather, it was the tertiary sector which took the lead. But employment generation is either the secondary or the tertiary sector could not keep pace. Still, a larger number of people depend on the primary sector for employment compared to the other two sectors. This shows a disturbing trend because the primary sector is beset with the problem of hidden unemployment. Section E 32.1. Two places A and B have been marked on the given outline map of India. Identify them and write correct names of the lines drawn near them. A is Indian National Congress session at the place in December 1920. That is Nagpur. Place associated with calling of the non-cooperation movement. It is Chauri Chaura. So A is Nagpur, B is Chauri Chaura. A is Nagpur, B is Chauri Chaura. Next question, 32.2. On the same outline map of India, locate and label any three of the following with suitable symbols. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam, Kakrapara Nuclear Power Plant, Haldia Port, Indira Gandhi International Airport. So, Indira Gandhi International Airport, it is here, Indira Gandhi International Airport. Kakrapara, it is here, and Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is here, and it is a Haldia Port.